The best camera, the old adage goes, is the one you have with you. These days, that means your smartphone. Smartphone makers are well aware of your photography needs and are locked in a never-ending game of photography one-upsmanship, one camera, then two, then three, now five? This optical arms race presents a problem for point-and-shoot cameras. After all, why bother buying one when your next smartphone could very well outperform it? Point-and-shoot manufacturers are in a tough spot here. Sometimes the only way to win is to play a different game. That's where Sony's RX100 comes in. It feels custom-engineered to do everything your smartphone camera can't, and won't be likely to do in the future. I've found myself reaching for the RX100 more often than my smartphone, and occasionally more often than a more powerful full-frame camera like the Sony Alpha 7i. At $1,200 it's expensive, but it does an excellent job of carving out a new niche and making itself a part of your everyday carry. Glass and metal. Despite its size, the Sony RX100 features a quality lens. Like most zoom and super zoom point-and-shoot cameras, the lens collapses into the body when not in use, making the entire camera perfectly pocketable. It's itty-bitty, pocketable even in the shallow pockets on my jeggings, which makes the optics even more impressive. With a 20-megapixel 1-inch CMOS sensor and 24mm to 200mm zoom lens, it can capture a super wide angle, drinking up every single detail, or zoom way beyond your smartphone's telephoto range. Speaking of smartphones, both Apple and Google rely on software to achieve the multi-bokeh depth of field effects you see in portrait mode on the iPhone and Pixel smartphones. But neither one truly achieves in-camera depth of field. For that you need a wide aperture. The RX100 opens up to 2.8, and some distance between the lens and the sensor. Smartphones smoosh the lens and sensor together to keep their profiles as thin as possible. That means even if a phone camera has a comparable aperture, the Pixel and iPhone are both 1.8 lenses, it can achieve a comparable depth of field without software trickery. Even the best portrait mode photos can't compare to real bokeh, melty backgrounds, produced in camera. The RX100's telephoto performance is also impressive, and Sony snuck in a secret weapon to help out: optical steady shot. Anytime you zoom in, stability becomes super important. At 200mm, even small, involuntary movements can throw your photo out of focus.